Welcome to Calipatria State Prison, Level 4. Look at this beautiful toilet. It's stainless steel, multi-purpose. You can wash your clothes. You can even take showers. And look at this wonderful sink. Nothing but the best accommodations. Then when you take a look at this bed, look at the bottom bunk that'll hold your roomie, your cellmate. And look at the top bunk. It's definitely strong enough for you. It doesn't matter what your size is. It doesn't matter what you've done. Oh, and now we come across this wonderful mattress. Think of how many men have rested upon this mattress. Oh, there's so many memories here to be had. And of course, you get your own personal view and your own personal desk where you can sit and write home to mama. Although it's not been painted too well, but that'll give you something to count. You can count the cracks, you can count the stains, you can count the days. As you sit and look at your fine bookshelf, and you look at all the men, just think of them, all the men that have sat here and thought of how they're going to change their ways, how they're going to adjust themselves, and how they're going to continue doing what they did to get them in here. To try to figure out how to do both, to continue that life. Oh, those drugs are so hard to quit, but maybe prison will help. Drinking is so hard to stop, but maybe prison will help.
Two, three, go. Children, obey your parents in all things. I at home felt a lot of rejection, a lot of abandonment. I felt my mother didn't love me. I felt despised and rejected. I experienced a lot of physical abuse at the hands of my mother's boyfriend. My arm was broken. I was water hoarded. That estranged my heart from my mother because I felt she should protect me, but she didn't. She chose her boyfriend over myself, and that caused me to feel alienated and rejected by her, and as a result, I started despising her and hating her. But she gave me good instructions. She used to tell me, "You're not gonna be a gang member, right?" And I would agree with her. I would say, "Yes, I'm not gonna be a gang member, Mom." But the result of her not showing me enough affection and love and support caused me to feel despised by her, and I started hating her. So what I did is, I couldn't cope with this, so I ran away from home. I ran away from home when I was 14. And I joined a gang where the rest of my young friends were part of a gang as well. And I began to use drugs. And the more I used drugs and the more foolish things I did, the more I felt accepted by them. I started feeling a type of love and a type of family that I ran away from, that I didn't have at home. And I didn't stop using drugs, and I ended up getting stabbed. And I started doing juvenile time, being locked up and being deprived of shelter and feeling lonely. And at times, because I was on the streets, I felt cold and I felt hungry. And I used to see people with their families, and I wished that I had a family in a place that I could live in, but I didn't have that. But I was rebellious and stubborn, and I chose to be away from my family. I got stabbed one time being out there in the streets and being involved in gangs, and my liver got pierced and I lost a lot of blood. A year after that, I was carrying guns and I shot at gang members, and I ended up getting shot by the police. And at 16 years old, I started facing attempted murder charges, and I got sentenced as 15 to life when I was 17. I got angry, very angry, and I began to behave real bad in prison, and I got isolated from people, and I got privileges taken away, where I was confined to my quarters a lot, and I experienced a lot of loneliness, no letters, my girlfriend left me, nobody was writing me, nobody was visiting me, a violent environment, seen a lot of people get hurt, terrible cuts in their faces, stomach split open, no hope for the future, and it seemed like only violence could survive. But in doing that violence, I had a lot of bitterness and a lot of hate and resentment. I experienced a lot of helplessness and hopelessness, and I was at my wit's end. I've been incarcerated now 18 years, and it's been the ruin of my life. Listen to your parents. They love you. They might not do it you would hope they would do. But listen to their good instructions. Stay in school. Don't hang around with the right crowds, with the wrong crowds. Don't use drugs. There's hope for you. You are important. You are loved. You matter so much. I have found peace in Christ, whatever happens to me. God bless you.
When is your date to leave? Stay in that camera lens. When's your date to leave?
I don't want to talk about that because it takes away.
Get in closer. I need you guys back to work. My battery's heating up. Go ahead.
All right, here we are at Calipatria State Prison Level 4, one of the most violent prisons in California. And here I am with my younger homeboy here in this prison, man, and I'm trying to tell him, you know, that if I ever misled him with this gang nonsense, drug nonsense, and I'm publicly apologizing, man. I'm sorry if I ever misled you, you know. You rail my younger brothers, and I know, man, that it's mean out there, and when we follow some of the big homies' footsteps, and we mislead you guys, man. And now I'm sorry that I've done that, man. And now anything I can do to give back and keep you with some hope in you, man. Please never give up, man, and do the same thing. Try to each one teach one. Try to teach the younger homeboys to let go of that nonsense, man. Whether they in here or you can reach them out there. Do the same thing, man. So tell them something, man.
Exactly. Well, you know, first of all, do accept your apology. You know what I'm saying? Because I done had many years to reflect, you know, and I come to understand that you know, children imitate indiscriminately. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially when you grow up without a father and these kinds of things, right? Where it's like you, as a child, you look for the older, you know, generations or your parents' generation, your uncles or your older homeboys, whatever the case, because you're looking for them, you're looking to them for like guidance, you know. So we looked at you know what I'm saying, you know, we had looked at y'all as being the example where there was a void in our lives, you know, for whatever reason that it was. So a lot of us, you know, we followed your example, whether, you know what I'm saying, the banging, the selling dope, whatever, you know, and we were misled, but I understand that you were misled as well through whatever it may have been, miseducation or whatever, you know what I mean? You know, but I do accept that apology, and I just, you know, I want to apologize to my younger homies, you know what I'm saying, because I know just like your generation misled my generation misled the younger generation, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm apologizing to the younger generation, you know what I mean, and just trying to just let y'all understand, you know, don't follow that example. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow that example. And the reality, it's like, just look around you. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's really not an example to be followed. It's about to be 2013, and we haven't grew at all. You know what I'm saying? You being an OG from out of Skyline, and me being a young G, we can remember a time in Skyline where even though, you know, we were doing the things that we were doing, but it was communal in a sense. We didn't even fail from that. I mean, you know, I mean, it's just like we're not evolving at all. Right. We're just degenerating. You know what I mean? So it's like to the younger homies, I just want to say, man, you know, take a new thought for yourself. You know what I mean? Take a new idea, man. You know what I mean? And build upon that. You know what I mean? And don't follow, you know, the example that we once laid. They follow the example that we have now.